one or the other, a series where we take variants from any class and see if they either live up to or exceed expectations of the base variant or are below par and not worth the time and effort. Today's variant in question shall be of the notorious Arctic Trooper. Will he exceed expectations or will he fall short? Let's get started. The Arctic Trooper is a variant of the Soldier class that can be unlocked through opening sticker packs and fills the role of the Ice variant. Their primary weapon is an exact replica of the stock Soldier's weapon, firing at 550 rounds per minute, having 30 ammo per clip, and needing a 2.25 second reload. The only main difference between the two weapons is their damage output, with the Arctic Trooper only dealing 6.5 damage for a normal hit and 7.8 damage for a critical hit, which drops down to 4.5 damage for a normal hit and 5.4 damage for a critical hit at mid-range. On top of that, the Arctic Trooper's primary weapon is capable of the ice effect. Hitting an enemy a couple of times will chill them and slow them down. However, if the Arctic Trooper is able to hit the enemy roughly 13 times in rapid succession, it will freeze their target, causing them to be unable to move or use abilities for the next 2.1 seconds. This allows them to lock targets in place, either to run away or to easily deal with them. Like every other Soldier variant, they have 125 health and move at the same speed of 6.45 meters per second. Now, to bring in the stock variant as a comparison, which of the two are better? Well, outside of the ice effect, as mentioned before, their primary weapons are the exact same, with the only real difference between the two is that there is a 1.5 damage difference per shot. This may not sound like much, but this 1.5 damage difference can add up quickly over time, which we will showcase later. Outside of this, because the two function so similar, there are a lot of overlapping scenarios where both variants can handle the scenario just fine, especially with their own strengths and weaknesses. However, once we take into account each of their times to kill directly, we can start to see the main drawback to the Arctic Trooper. As we can see here, when comparing their time to kill directly against each other against the average plant health pool of 150, whilst both variants are able to kill relatively quickly, it can be noted that the Arctic Trooper does take a little bit longer to kill the Khorne. This makes him less effective when dealing with beefier opponents, since he may run out of ammo before he can kill them. Though his fast time to freeze is what makes up for this lacking damage output, especially when it comes to their optimal upgrade setups, which grants Arctic Trooper the potential to have the fastest time to freeze in the game when under perfect conditions, though the upgrades do not fix his lower time to kill, which becomes especially apparent due to the stock Soldier getting a damage upgrade, whilst the Arctic Trooper does not. This slope is made even more slippery by the fact that healing sources can easily negate the ice effect, essentially making Arctic Trooper just a shittier version of the stock Soldier. After analyzing further, I can conclude that the Arctic Trooper is only slightly worse than the base variant, for whilst his time to kill may be poor in comparison to the stock variant, his insanely fast time to freeze allows him to effectively cheese any one-on-one encounter he may have and win in most of those one-on-one scenarios. Be sure to come back for the next episode in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.